Give a damn about a hater when I feel like it. Not today, not today, not today, not tomorrow. Get out my way, please, I'm trying to get paid. Not today, not today, not today.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to Straight No Chaser. I'm your boy, the Bro-Kage, and captain of the Red Cloud Pirates, Petty Pat. And on today's episode, we had to switch things up, take a veer off course a little bit. I was supposed to talk to you today about Tiny Toons Luniversity, but as per request from my buddy and co-worker Jack, he has asked me to watch and talk about the Meg 2. Now, I subjected myself to watching this movie yesterday. I watched the whole thing. Keep in mind, me and my wife had already tried to watch this. I lasted about maybe 5 minutes of the movie, but within that 5 movies, I already realized that this movie was going to be straight up garbage, straight butt cheeks. Like, oh my God. So he asked me if I wanted to, talk about this. At first, I was like, nah, I wasn't trying to dedicate a YouTube video to this. But then I was like, you know what? It's my duty to shit on this movie because it was straight butt, straight ass, straight garbage, butt cheeks, anything you can fucking think of to describe this movie as bad. It was that. So with this movie, we got the return of Jason Statham playing Jonas Taylor. We have a new guy. He is the brother of the mom from the first one. He plays Juming Zhang. They brought back the daughter who survived in the first movie, Mei Ying, played by Shuya Sophia Kai. And we got Paige Kennedy coming back as DJ. And we also got Cliff Curtis coming back as Mac. Now, when I tell you, I got my eyeballs raped by this movie. Like, this movie was straight dog shit. Number one, we start the movie off with this man. He is now some, I don't even know what, eco activist, special service commando. Like, I don't know what this man. I don't really know Jonas's background from the first one because honestly, I didn't feel like going to watch the first one again. The first one, to be real, it was alright. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the greatest, but it was a movie. It wasn't enough of a good movie to warrant a second one, and it wasn't enough of a good movie to give me this dog shit ass movie, The Meg 2. Like, you raped my eyeballs without how terrible this fucking movie was. This movie was straight ass. So, apparently we start the movie off with Jason Statham apparently being this eco fucking commando now. He is now on some ship trying to stop them from illegally dumping radioactive waste into the water. Whatever. We get through that scene, and then we finally pick up where kind of, I guess, the movie left off. They didn't really give us a time frame or how many years or months or whatever after the They didn't really give us a time frame or when this took place after the first one. Like, we don't know if it was a year, 2 years, a couple months. We don't really know. But then we jump into this whole big event he has to go to. Apparently, the Meg from the last movie, they have captured and put in captivity. Yes, that's right. You heard me. They have put a megalodon shark in captivity. Yes, I know how stupid that sounds. Oh yeah, forgot to also mention, we start this movie off. I forgot, before we even talk about Jonas becoming an eco commando, we start this movie off with him showing us the Cretaceous period, essentially showing us the apex predator Meg jumping onto sea and eating a T-Rex. Matter of fact, here's the clip. Then, on top of that, now we circle back to them having a megalodon shark in captivity. Yes, I know it sounds dumb because we won't even have a great white shark in captivity in real life. So how in the hell did these people capture and hold a megalodon shark and hold it in captivity? Let's be honest, they didn't. I think this Meg was setting them up. Like, they had a whole blueprint on capturing wild exotic animals that aren't meant to be in captivity. Like Jurassic Park gave you the blueprint. The dinosaurs always get out. And in this case, the megalodon always gets out. Like there is no circumstance to why you kept this shark in captivity. You should have killed this shark, sent it back to where it came from, and that's it. Those were your only two options. Why? What was the significance of holding this shark? All right. Then we find out the whole meaning of this movie. They are essentially trying to go down into this trench that is what they call below the thermoplate or thermoplasty. I don't remember what it was called. Again, this movie was not memorable. It was, like I said, it was ass. Yeah. So that's what they apparently their whole reasoning is. So we do that. We fast forward, whatever. And then we finally get to the shit where they make the dive down into the trench. Of course, Mei Ying, the fucking young child, always has to insert themselves in movies and type of this. So she stowed away on the submarine that led them down to the trench. Whatever. Again, who gives a shit? Because like I said, this movie was fucking terrible. I don't know what studio was like, yeah, the first one was good. Let's make a second one. This movie was literally like Pacific Rim meets Deep Blue Sea meets Fast and the Furious meets The Transporter meets Crank. Like this is a bunch of like Jason Statham movies that he was involved in, like rolled into one. Except Jason Statham was not in Pacific Rim. Honestly, low key, he should have been. But anyways, but yeah, they tried to like lump a whole bunch of movies into one to give us this hot steaming pile of dog shit called The Meg to the Trench. Now, we finally actually get down to the trench. Again, this movie, low-key, I'm going to keep it a buck. This movie, majority of this movie has nothing to do with the megalodon sharks. Like, it literally has nothing to do with megalodon sharks. Most of this movie takes place down in the trench, where they are essentially going down to basically explore this trench, see what's down there, whatever. They get down to this trench, they find out there's not only the Meg that escaped from captivity from them, there is two more down there. There's one other Meg that is the size of the megalodon they caught, and then the apex predator that somehow has been surviving down there since the Cretaceous period with the dinosaurs. This thing is beat the hell up. This Meg is scarred up, scraped up, like you could tell it's been through some shit. Not to mention, we also somehow still have living dinosaurs down in this trench as well, who seem to attack them. At first, when these things first showed up, I thought they were just big ass eels. No, they're actually like some type of weird dinosaur. They show it at the opening scene of the movie. Those are the dinosaurs you will see later on down in the trench. And then, of course, like every other movie, the person who is behind all this research happens to be evil. And then, of course, she has a person who is embedded inside, who has been playing these people for years. And then this is their chance to put their big plan into action. They send some guy down here to stop Jonas and his team, or essentially kill Jonas and his team, because there's some back plan that they have to where they're making a lot of money off of this. I don't know. Again, like I said, this movie was not memorable. It was so bad. Like, I'm keeping it real. I dozed off for like 10 minutes during this movie, and this was while they were in the trench. 10 minutes. I missed 10 minutes of this movie. I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna rewind it. It ain't worth it, because I'm sure I get the gist of what's going on. Let's just keep going and get through this shit, because good Lord, my eyeballs have been through this rape for long enough. Anyways, yeah, we get down to the trench, and then, of course, the Driscoll lady, who was the CEO of some company, big corporation. Again, I don't really care to know these people's names, because this movie was just bad. This will probably be the one and only time I'll watch this movie. So, but yeah, we get down there and she sends some guy to stop them. Again, they, like most movies, they crash the subs. They get into a whole fight. They crash the subs, and then they end up having to go get to this research facility down in the trench on foot with 3 giant Megs circling them in these prehistoric dinosaur eel T-Rex head ass things to worry about as well. Blow past all that, we get into the damn facility. The facility scene really ain't nothing much but them, basically the big reveal. Oh, yes, I've been behind this the whole time. I've been playing you guys the whole time, whatever. Who gives a shit? I was just like, all right, someone off this chick and get them to both the hell up out of here. Yeah. So then they escape the damn research facility down there. And then we start to get up. We get back up to the beach part of this. They escape the trench. They get back up to the beach. And all three Megs have followed them through this, through the thermal plate or whatever the hell it's called, again, to attack these people on the beach. They now have to worry about these three Megs, plus these prehistoric eel T-Rex head-ass dinosaur fish things that somehow survive down there as well. Not to mention, a damn Kraken shows up. Like, I don't know what the reasoning was for, but why the hell did we need a giant octopus in this for a movie called The Meg? You had the Kraken show up to also help kill people on this island. Like this, what was the point of this? What was the point of this giant octopus? What was the point of the Kraken? Nobody summoned the Kraken. Why was it here? The movie is called The Meg, not the Kraken. This was dumb as hell. I have never seen such a pointless placement of an animal in a movie in my life. Like, this octopus served no purpose in this movie other than just to be here to help fuck shit up with the sharks. Then God, man. Of course, later on, as usual, like I said, the lady who started this whole thing, or why did all this shit is taking place, she eventually gets what's coming to her, and she gets eaten by one of the fucking fish, T-Rex head, eel ass, whatever, dinosaur thingamajiggers. And yeah, then we can't go on. We get past that. And now essentially this movie becomes Jaws. This man, Jason Statham, Jonas, they have to stop the sharks now. And they've figured out a way to stop them with these spear explosive things. So Jason Statham, being the hero that he is, the original plan was for him, Mac, and Jumang to all hop on jet skis and each of them take a mega. And of course, being how movie plots work and how movies work, oh no, we get there's one jet ski, so Jason Statham has to be the hero like he pretty much is supposed to be, because he's the damn main character of this damn movie. Let's talk about this first of all. Jonas is the worst fucking name you can give a hero. Jonas? Like, oh my God, Jonas will save us. Don't worry, Jonas is here. Like, who? Oh God, such a terrible name. Not the greatest character name for one of Jason Statham's character. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Two of my favorite names of any of Jason Statham's characters is Deckard Shaw and Chev Chelios from Crank. Love those characters. But anyways, I digress. Oh yes, also the Transporter. The Transporter is dope. And a lot of people will shit on it, but I low-key fucked with the death race Jason Statham was in. I liked that movie. That's just my opinion. Again, a lot of people will say that movie was trash, but again, I liked it, and it's just opinion of one man. That man being moi. Anyways, back to this damn garbage-ass movie. So we're going through the events of the beach. Like I said, there's only one jet ski, of course. Now Jason Statham has to be the hero. He takes all three of the fucking spears and he's out to the ocean. I gotta go stab each of these sharks with with a spear so I can blow these fuckers the fuck up. Oh, what does that remind you of? Jaws, right? Anyways, of course, as in movie things, he gets the first two spears and the first two Megs, no problem, no issues. Then, of course, we get to the third, which is the apex predator, the biggest Meg they've ever seen, the biggest Meg of them all. And, of course, he has issues. He has issues that the Meg is giving him shit, and then he has issues that this French Hispanic mercenary guy or whatever, who apparently is from the first one, but I don't remember him because he asked him at some point in time in the movie, do you remember me? Again, I'm not going back to watch the first Meg because, again, the first Meg was, it's not worth my time to go back and watch the first Meg and figure out who the hell some of these characters is, because, quite frankly, the second one is essentially unwatchable. I'm just making this movie out of request and to just absolutely dog walking shit on this movie. But anyways, we get through that. Of course, he's having problems. The somehow this guy shoots the third spear out of his hand with expert precision. I don't even know how that happens, because if you see any other movie in the history of man, when bad guys are shooting that thing, they have the worst fucking aim ever. Like, bad guys almost never hit what they are expecting to hit in movies unless it's meant for the person to die. But but in this case, he shoots the spear perfectly out his hands, no issues. Jason Statham didn't even get shot in the hand. Keep in mind, he was shooting at him with a semi-automatic weapon. So Jason Statham caught none of these stray bullets. Not a scratch, not nothing. Not to mention, he went through this whole movie getting fucked up and barely got any scratches on him. He inherited all of Vin Diesel's superpowers from the Fast movies in this. We get through that whole scene. He fights this guy. Now, here's where... Now, in the first movie, he had a line in there. I don't think they actually put it in the theatrical version, but in the trailer, unless I remember wrong, he had a scene where he, like, gives the old serious line. He turns to the camera and he's like, "It's a megalodon." God, I thought it couldn't get any more cringier than that until this happened. This man proceeds to Spartan kick this Spanish, French, whatever the hell, mercenary into the mouth of the apex predator Meg, and then proceeds to deliver this line.
Couldn't do it. See you later, chum.
Oh, man. I thought Fast had some cringe lines, but good God, man. This one takes the cake. See you later, chum. Or whatever the fuck he said. Good God. It was awful. I thought this movie couldn't get any worse than that. And then we get to where he finally, the culmination, the big climax of the movie, where the apex is chasing him on this jet ski. He ends up on a dock somewhere. And Mac and them, at some point, before I even get to how he kills the shark, Mac and them are taking this, they took the helicopter that the bad lady, I'm gonna call her the bad lady because I don't know her name. I think the last name for this lady was Driscoll. Anyways, they take the helicopter that she was going to use to escape, and they're using that to go help and save the people, essentially trying to help out best they can. Eventually, the helicopter does get smacked down, which, again, like most things, leaves some debris. So tell me why this man, Jason Statham, to kill this apex predator. Now, everybody knows what an apex predator is. Like, it is the dog, the top dog of the food chain of that animal. It is the shit. Now, he proceeds to find a fucking helicopter blade that was just, got knocked off after the helicopter crash. He hoists this thing up, somehow timing that this apex predator Meg was going to jump out and try to bite him, lifts it up just enough to where this Meg jumps on it and it impales the Meg through the top of it. Now, keep in mind, he's holding the weight of this chopper blade and the weight of this shark up on the helicopter blade while somehow still simultaneously is being able to impale this thing. Basically, this thing essentially impales itself, but he still has to hold the blade, this chopper blade, which is not light by any means, and the shark up. So this man not only inherited Dom's ability to come out of anything unscathed, he inherited The Rock's superhuman strength and Vin Diesel's superhuman strength from Fast. So he is essentially taking everybody's superpowers from Fast, and minus his ability as Deckard Shaw to bring people back from the dead, and brought it into this movie. And that essentially is the movie. He impales this shark with a helicopter blade. They don't blow it up. They don't shoot it. He, a human, kills this thing, essentially stabs this thing through the head by his lonesome. Not to mention earlier in the movie when he was about to get eaten by this thing, he somehow stopped this thing with just his feet placed on his teeth. I'm like, ugh. I was like, what are y'all doing? And I was like, I looked up the numbers for this movie and what y'all made in the box office, and I did multiple searches on this. Now, from what I read, you guys had to make $400 million, I think it was worldwide, to break even. You guys made about $530 $32 million, I believe. So you just barely broke even for this movie. So I don't understand why a second one was warranted. The first one was a movie. It was okay. It was entertaining. It did what it needed to do, but it did not need a sequel. If you were smart, don't release a third. The Meg doesn't need any more movies. Like this franchise is just, it's not even a franchise. This sequel and original, yeah, it don't need any more. The Meg needs to die. It's done. It's over with. I love you, Jason Statham, but this is butt cheeks. This is not your best work. I hate it. It's dumb. It's ass. It's garbage. I don't have my new rating system up right now, but trust me, keep in mind, guys, I got a new rating system coming for bad movies. I am going to start doing more bad movies upon request. So if you got any bad movies that you just can't get the words out yourself to say how bad it is, hit your boy up, because it's my duty to shit on that movie. As always, motherfuckers, this is my time. And as always, keep it classy, motherfuckers. Deuces.